What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Vassal League match in the Inner Rim between Basic Muffin and Jammin. I'm Sci-Fighter. I'm joined today by my brother, Jeremy. Goes by Super Spud. Today, we are watching two high-ranked people in the Inner Rim duke it out for their last and final match of this season. They're both 6-1 currently, and they're just trying to see who can be that 7-1 victor. What's going on, Spud? This is a bit of an interesting list.
Yeah,
Couple of lists,
it's interesting
actually.
too because I was watching their chat to each other in the Vassal League, and I gotta say both of them are feeling a little bit pessimistic about their lists. It looks like as they've been looking at whether they're gonna out jousted or if one of them has better amount of attack dice and things. So I'm really interested to see how this shakes out
Well, I will say
as
if
they
it
get
comes
going.
down to final salvo, you've got 15 versus 7.
That's a
So,
little
I mean,
different, yeah.
that would be good.
That's
Um,
definitely a plus if you just both people want to fly off the board. That's okay. I guess
uh,
that saves us a lot of
there you
time,
go.
but
Um,
not very exciting.
no, no mods there. Your cards don't matter. So I'm going to run through Jammin's list real
Okay.
quick. He's got 5 rookie pilots. They're all built the same. We've seen X-Wings start to come back. They've been
Hmm.
a really basic ship, and basically all anybody has ever really done with X-Wings in the near or the recent history of X-Wing miniatures is, hey, I'm going to get my son into the game, or I'm going to get my friend into the game. Here, you fly
Here's a
this
corset.
little X-Wing. I'll fly these 2 TIE fighters, and you'll learn how things go. And then we'll never play an X-Wing again, and we'll play the real ships that everybody does. But now, with the soon-to-be released Saw's Renegades pack, we're going to get some fixes, and he's utilizing both of them in the form of Renegade Refit. This takes off 2 points off the X-Wing in place of the torpedo slot. It also adds a second modification slot, and if they had Elite Pilot Talents, it would also take the cost of that card down by 1, but he doesn't have any for the rookies. Um, he's also got Flight Assist Astromech, allowing him to do free boosts um, or barrel rolls if there's nobody in the firing arc at range 1 to 3 after he moves. It's very useful to try to just speed through and try to get behind and flank. You just purposefully dial in a maneuver that you know nobody's going to be there. And at Pilot Skill 2, he's beneath everybody. So he'll be able to utilize that with full knowledge of where everybody is when he's going to move. So that'll be interesting to see if he can get behind these guys. Integrated Astromech just to pop those guys out of there at the expense of, or trying to save yourself from some damage. And servo motor S foils, the real saver of the T65. These are interesting dual-sided cards. So one side, when they're open and in attack formation, right, the classic X-Wing look, your attack bar gains barrel roll. If you're not stressed, when you reveal a 3 hard turn, you may treat it as a 3 talon roll in the same direction. And at the start of the activation phase, you can flip that card. Side B, when they're closed up, you reduce the primary attack value by 1. Action bar gains boost, and the 2 banks become green, allowing you to help shed stress. And also at the start of activation, you can flip this card. What I haven't seen these in action yet, so this will be a new thing for me. But when I first read these, man, and still right now, they kind of scare me because at the start of activation is when you flip the card. So when I'm going against a new T65 X-Wing with these S foils, I don't know what it's going to do and what it might have set for the dial because I don't know if they're going to be open or closed during the planning phase. So you've got all the tricks up your sleeve and your opponent has no information. I think that is probably going to be what probably turns the tide if this goes in Jammin's way. What is Basic Muffin flying?
Yeah, just it's funny that you said that it scares you. That's the Imperial player talking, by
Oh
the
yeah.
way. Uh, making sure to throw that in because probably not going to be flying five of these X-wings, unless, unless you borrow from somebody or something. But yeah, I want to just say real quick. I like these five X-wings. I mentioned before the cast that um, I was flying against a similar build in the regional and got beat by it. It was three X-wings and two Zs, but those X-wings with that the astromech, the flight assist. I mean, that thing is fantastic. I mean, flight assist puts you in so many crazy places, and like you mentioned, I like the pilot skill piece of it. The fact that they're pilot skill two, you can just turn where they're not going to be there and do whatever you want as far as positioning your X-wings. So it's going to be cool. The other build here, he has a title for it. I like this. He says, "I came, I saw, I critted," and that's a great title for this. He's got two ships decked out. With starting with the YT 1300 is piloted by Ray, and that has expertise, Finn, Millennium Falcon, the new title Millennium Falcon, Kanan Jarrus, smuggling compartments, and rigged cargo chute. This build of Ray is really nice. It's pretty clean. It's got expertise, which is nice because it gets around anything that might take away a focus token or something. He can, as long as he is not stressed, he can change any of his eyebolts to hits. The other nice thing is it gives him a chance to use his focus on defense, which is really, really great. So I'm excited to see him use expertise in there. He's got Finn, which with Ray's ability, he can add an extra blank dice, and then Ray can help to change that into hopefully a focus or a hit. And Kanan Jarrus is pretty sweet because it helps the Millennium Falcon, the new title, because he can do that sloop. He can do a three sloop, which will make him be able to kind of basically K-turn with the Millennium Falcon, and then he gets to shed the stress. So that's pretty sweet. And then of course smuggling compartments. That just gives him a chance to drop a rigged cargo chute. So if he gets those X-wings behind him, he could stress them all out in one turn. So I hope that he gets a chance to maybe use that. We can see that in action. And the VCX 100 is the second ship of the combo. That one is just piloted by a Lothal Rebel. Doesn't seem like a big deal on the surface, but that Lothal is actually pretty tough. Any of these VCXs are tough. They got fire control system, auto blaster turret, Saw Gerrera, which is also from the new pack that Jeff was talking about there, and then Hera Syndulla. Fire control system, for those that don't know, is also called FCS. And basically, what that does is you shoot whatever you shoot at, you can gain a target lock. So you can basically continually, if you're firing at the same target, you can continually get that target lock. Now, in this matchup, it might be tough. It might be tough if our X-wing pilot is able to keep those X-wings and keep shifting them around, moving them. He may not be able to take advantage of that FCS, but we'll see what happens. Auto blaster turret's nice because if he rolls any hits, those things are automatically going to go through. They don't get to block them. There's nothing fancy you can do against auto blaster turret, so that should be helpful. Saw Gerrera will be awesome, especially if he gets that giant primary gun at pointed at those X-wings. 4 dice or 5 dice in range 1. With Saw, he changes. Basically, what you do is you suffer a damage. He's got 16 hull, so I mean, there's 16 damage on that ship. You got a little bit to spare. He could take a damage and change all of his eyeball results to crits. So if he rolls all eyes on a 5 dice range 1 tack, he's going to be in good shape. Excuse me. And then finally, Hera Syndulla is going to make his Lothal Rebel be able to do some crazy cool stuff. Being able to change or not change, but be able to utilize his red maneuvers continually. So he can just keep piling on stress, and there's nothing that the other person can do about that because of the upgrades he has. He can still modify dice, still put in some damage, and that Hera is going to be really key in doing that. So I'm excited to see these guys go at it, and it looks like they're starting to set up now. We've got the X-Wings going on the table first, since they're pilot skill 2. Do you have any thoughts about his build there, Jeff?
Uh, I really like Rey. I don't, like you said, I'm an Imperial player, but there's an occasion or two where I break out Rebels just to fly Rey. I really like her as a ship. She's super tough. When built with like low Rick things like that can help tank damage, she can be super aggressive and not pay so many penalties for it. You can be dodging like up to 3 damage. This build doesn't have that though, and so that kind of worries me about the level of power that these guys are going to be throwing. 15 dice around is nothing to shake a stick at. With the free boost and barrel roll possibilities that they're going to have, they'll be free to focus and target lock.
Well, take a look at how he's setting up. Look at this
Yeah,
side
he's
of the board here.
definitely coming in a pincer formation, so he can try to just wherever Jam or Basic Muffin sets up, Jammin's going to be ready. Just note real quick that Muffin does have the initiative, so it's not really too vital unless some pilot skill 0 crits start coming down. But he did set up like the first rock, which is always the most important one. Interesting too that they set up kind of some narrow pathways. So what I'm seeing here is there's kind of 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes you can start utilizing just from initial placement. I think you kind of got to keep these guys together, but being large ships, it's going to be hard to maneuver them around each other if you do so, unless you've got a lot of practice flying them in formation.
Yeah, in pregame it was interesting because I think it was Muffin, right? That's flying the 2 ships, and he came in a little bit early to the room as we were kind of getting things set up, and I saw him just kind of maneuvering those 2 ships around. Getting a chance to practice flying them in formation, so we may see that. I mean, he's definitely setting up like that's going to happen. I will say about the turn 0, though, we didn't get to really talk about the rock placement, but you brought up the lanes. I also see that regardless of who is setting them up, there's a little bit of a tough way of using that Millennium Falcon title in the center. I mean, depending on how they start this first engagement here, if those 2 big ships get in the center, those K-turns with Hera and those Millennium Falcon title sloops are going to be a little bit challenging, I think. So I'm interested to see how he decides to approach these X-Wings.
Rey's pretty maneuverable. I think he's going to be wanting to favor the left side of the map. I think if you can blast off right off the bat and try to get to that left side, so all the X-Wings have to now kind of just turn in and come to you. Maybe you pop one even before they all get there. It's the most open as far as the rocks and debris, allowing you to sloop or K-turn, whatever you need to do. The Lothal's fast and can get there. Rey also no engine upgrade, but she can get there, and even coming up behind the Lothal, maybe leading with the big heavy tank to kind of clear the path for Rey with that auto blaster, could just kind of make a hole for Rey to slide in and do her thing. Arc is going to be very dependent. That auto blaster turret range 1 is pretty small even on a large ship. If you get them in there, you're going to punish them, but at the same time, if you're doing too much with Hera, you only have fire control to rely on, no focuses, but you do have Saw to back you up. It just depends on how much damage that ghost is going to take.
And how much you're going to do to yourself.
Yeah.
With no regen, there's no ability to regen any of those shields back.
So and with shields kind of negating crits, whenever I don't fly Vader often, when I self-damage myself, or I used to fly Ruthlessness a lot, I would try not to lose any shields to myself, doing damage to myself, just because if I get crits in on my Decimator or something else that's 0 agility like the Lothal, or even low agility like Ray if she doesn't have arc with Finn to back her up. Um, it's going to be tough to dodge that damage, so you're going to want to try to use the shields until they're gone, just in case crits sneak through on these shots in the opening. Before you start using Saw is the way I think I would be using it. Unless you've just got a kill shot, then it's definitely going to be worth it.
I will say I like this start to the approach on the right side. You know, with him spread out so much, look at how much distance he's already gained with those two ships with integrated or not integrated, but the flight assist. I mean, he has just gained so much ground coming from the corner, and now, I mean, he's got a chance to put all his guns on pretty quick, because I wasn't sure if maybe if he blasts there on the you know, on the top with his Ray and Lothal, if he can get there quick enough, maybe he could take down an X-wing before he gets the full brunt of these ships. But man,
now I'm
that
not
flight
so sure if
assist,
he can.
yeah,
That
I'm not either. I mean, that's what I would have thought.
he cooked some distance through there.
I mean, look at those
he's
guns. They are all going to be coming to bear.
Yeah, he'll have him in range easily next turn.
Yeah.
He could get 5 shots on a single ship, and
because you know they're going to be out of range.
That may do it.
He can go wherever he wants and still get that flight assist next turn, because they're definitely going to be out of range, even if they go fast. And they did. This might be exactly what he wants right here.
Yeah, he doesn't have any engine upgrade, so he's not going to be able to boost in there. So he's not going to be able to try to pump out a couple quick shots on this first round. Yeah, he's still way out.
Yep. He's checking fire control there, so even though he was probably pretty sure you didn't have it, still gives you a chance to see some range. What do you take a focus there?
Let's see. He checked the target lock, but I don't see a focus on his ship or a green icon. He may have just skipped it because he knows that there's no shooting going on. It's always good to build in the habit of always putting it on there just because, but at the same time, it didn't cost him anything. So. And
these are both great players. So I mean, they definitely.
Yeah, they're both 6-1 in the inner rim. Inner rim is that upper mid tier kind of level. The next step for them would be the core worlds, and they're probably both definitely going to make it there on this next season. So they're going to be in that upper echelon of players next go round, come 2.0 time.
And let the viewers know just a little bit about. So we have the tiers, right? How does it go from the bottom up?
So when you first come into the Vassal League, you're going to be in the unknown regions. This is the biggest section with the largest pool of people just trying to get into it and see where they stack up. Even your elite players, if they just started playing on Vassal League, doesn't matter how much Vassal time they've put in. If they haven't started the Vassal League, you could have people like Paul Heaver and all those guys, if they weren't already in the deep core, which a couple of them are. You never know what you're going to get. It was a mixed bag when I was in there. Man, I'd play against people that seemed like they might have just picked up the game, and then some of them that have definitely been playing for a while, but it might have been their first season, so they were just relegated to that unknown region section. If you place in the top of the division that you're placed in, then you get to move up to the next step, which would be the outer rim. Then now your pool's starting to get smaller, and hopefully it's weeded out some of the newer players, so that way the skill levels are starting to match up a little bit more. You know that at least when you're playing against the guys in there, they're going to have a basic understanding of how Vassal works, so your games go a little bit faster, instead of, like, I think I had like a 3-hour game one time. So they can take a while, but with all the upgrades and improvements that they've done to the Vassal system, it's cleaned things up so much, not having to do all the bumping and moving things around, all the auto-correcting that it does for you has really sped things up. So in that tier and above, you're starting to just kind of cruise through games a lot more efficiently, hour and a half. even with some of the longer ones that go to time. And then if you place in the top of there, you find yourself here in the inner rim. Same kind of concept. As you move up, the players are going to get tougher. After here's the core worlds, and then the deep core, where there's only 10 people in that, so the pool's very small, and you're playing with the best of the best in Vassal at the moment. So they're on their way, that's for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely looks like we got dials down for the X-wings. We're still waiting on dials for our big ships. I will agree though, that Vassal, man, they've done so many amazing upgrades. I hope that the new version will still be able to be utilized by such great programmers, that have put the time in to help the community be able to grow. So those extra upgrades they've done with the bumps that's pretty amazing thing that they've done there.
So I'm pretty sure he can get all his X-wings in. Even the white at the rear of the lineup is going to be able to do probably a 4 and then boost with the flight assist, take a target lock or focus. The yellow looks like a 3 hard, should fit. So he should be able to get all his guns on a single target. What do you think you're going to do as the Lothal Rebel? I've never flown the Ghost.
I love the Ghost. I'll save some of my opinion about some of the builds right now, but as far as the flying a Lothal, I mean, my son loves it. That's one of his go-to ships. I think he builds every list around it, and I like it. I think it's fun. It's very maneuverable. I mean,
where would you put it on this turn? I mean, he's going to be.
Turn?
Do you try to swing around everybody and just take the shots on this round and then try to swing around that debris maybe next time? Do you come in at them?
It's hard because I'm not sure how much he expected those flight assists to make that ground.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably just keep powering forward, and try to get a K-turn in next round.
The hard part is if you go straight with the Lothal, that's going to make it hard for Rey to get arc because she's on the outside of the formation. So
the problem is that rock that's right there. With him going fast on that first turn, if he would have maybe went 2, then he could make a turn. He could do something a little different here, but I just feel like he's stuck. Maybe you go slow roll, and you just go one forward.
You should at least have arc to throw out a 4-dice attack, and then hopefully Rey to back you up.
Yeah.
But even with the 1 forward, you're talking about Rey maybe not getting her arc unless she does a hard turn, takes the bump. She has expertise, so she can still mod, still re-roll with her ability. So the bump actually doesn't affect her too much. So I think you're right. I would probably go it slow.
I might K-turn next turn. You could K-turn.
Maybe even 1 bank in just to set up for that K-turn, because if you don't quite turn around enough and you don't get arc next round, you've only got that auto blaster range 1 turret.
Yeah. I mean, even if he does go fast, I mean, of course, now we got 20/20 vision, right? He could possibly get a shot on that yellow guy.
I'm actually surprised he doesn't.
I think the 1 straight's the call.
He may not have all 5 shots. That white one looks like it's pretty far back.
He went 1.
Went with the slow.
Mm-hmm.
It should be fine. Rey could bank or hard turn.
He's only going to get shot at by a couple of these guys. That's not bad.
Maybe 4. I think white is too far away. Myself.
Yeah, it's definitely out. Definitely out.
So and then it's just a question of what if Rey's bump. It shouldn't put her out of the map.
Maybe blue. I think purple's probably in. It's gonna be close.
They're gonna be range 3, so he'll at least get a die.
Yeah. No mod.
Hey, I've seen
see what he takes here.
Craziness come out of 1 single die getting rolled. Not when I roll it, of course.
I'd probably take an evade right here. I don't know if he's done that.
He's pondering his action right now. That's what he said in chat, I believe. Just like, well, do I go for a try to knock one of these ships. Maybe try to take out yellow or red in a single shot.
I don't know.
Well, red's going to be out of Lothal's arc.
You
Yeah.
only got. I think you take the evade and save yourself a shot. Save yourself at least 1 damage.
Ray, if she bumps, she might not even. She might be too far out as well.
Yeah.
And I don't think a three bank
That's
is going to
not gonna
clear yourself.
Yeah, 3 bank won't fit.
It may help him get a shot on yellow, though. He's target locking yellow.
Yeah, he's got a good shot at all 4 of those. You're right.
Yeah, it's one of the things with the Vassal. Everything's to scale, so you've got to definitely try to judge distances a little more differently than when you're playing on the table. Everything still measures out as far as, a base is still a certain amount of distance. So once you've played enough Vassal, and
He must be taking a target lock there. Yep, because he measured. So in the game, sorry to cut you off there. In the game, if you measure, I mean they probably called it in the chat there, but if you measure, you got to take that target lock. You can't measure and then be like, no thanks.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to target yellow. He took the target lock with Ray as well, so he got the rerolls without having arc. So he won't have Finn to back him up, but he's got target lock expertise. And we got 2 hits and a crit. No, he's not an arc. Got to be an arc.
Oh, that's an arc. Oh,
yep.
Thanks.
So that's why he had to take the target lock. Because he has the focus essentially with expertise. So 2 hits and a crit, 1 evade. So both shields gone on yellow. So Lothal firing 4 dice with the target lock. And Saw could make a kill shot. And there we go. He's got 2
huge.
Focus right now. I would blank to a blank. Taking Saw for a 3 hit, or 1 hit, 2 crit, really.
That would be powerful.
If
you gotta take one of these ships off the board.
He's rolling 3 dice. Only 1 evade.
Wow.
So that's going to be 2 crits. He's got to dump his flight assist.
Okay.
And that'll take 1 of the crits. But he can see what they are first. First is thrust control fire. That's a stress. Just immediate stress. He's pondering the flight assist on that guy. Yeah, you really need to save it in case the next one is a direct hit.
Direct. Yeah, that's the big one.
I would take the stress. You're probably going to be doing a 1 bank or something anyway. You could even close your S-foils and do a 2 just to get a little more damage. There it is.
Yep. So he's going to burn the flight assist on that.
No, it sounded like he ditched the stress, the thrust control.
Okay.
He must be going for maybe a Talon roll next turn.
Yeah. I mean, he kept that guy alive, so that's helpful.
So he's down to 1 hull, but even a one hull ship can still do full damage. But there he goes with his 1 die. Oh, dodged 1 arc, so white was out. Not everybody has focus.
Yeah, they had a couple bumps here with purple and blue. I don't know if that was just to try and keep them.
I think part of that is you haven't flown, if you haven't been flying X-Wings for a long time, and then trying to throw flight assist astromech on there,
2 hits.
You're not going to be where you think you might end up.
And he got an evade, so that's nice.
He's been rolling that 1 die really well, that 1 green.
Yep.
I told you that can really change things. He's only taken 2 shields so far.
Okay, there's a hit and a crit now. Still got shields, so that crit will not affect him.
Nope. So still 4 shields out of 12 dice on a 0 agility ship.
Yeah, not bad. Right now, looking pretty good.
Only took a 1/3 of damage. We're going to round 3.
And with this 5K that's probably coming, I think he's in good shape.
Yeah, I would assume it's going to be a 5K here. That should leave room. Actually, no, that probably won't leave room for Ray to hard turn in. So she may try to
here's what
sloop
you could
it.
do. You could just go for bump fest. And
Just try to jam the Lothal in there but
Yeah, just jam it in.
the
But
problem
he doesn't
is
get to
he
move
he
first.
goes with all the X-wings first. So if there's any
Yeah.
bumping to happen, and I think that's why he might have tried to save yellow, with the stress is to
Yeah.
make sure yellow can get in there and
Mhm.
just be where she needs to be with an open dial. Um, I
Well,
don't know.
yellow.
I
Yeah,
don't
yellow
think
could
a
go hard three right here.
hard three, but you won't have flight assist because Ray will be an arc, so you won't be able to get in there. But if you, I believe, yeah, if you close the S foils on yellow at the
Mhm.
start of activation, 3 hard turn, you get boost added to your action bar because they're closed, and then
That's
you
why you
can
save the
barrel roll
stress.
into the way of that 5K.
Mhm.
And now you're preventing the 5K, the Lothal's relegated to just the turret. All those guys could go nice and slow and not even have to worry about the turret. Now the Lothal doesn't fire at anything.
That's true. That is true.
I think that's exactly why he ditched the stress, and
Mhm.
and even with wrist having that direct hit go through, and
Well, and he
it did.
knows. I mean, he knows that he's still going to be alive if the direct hit happens, or even a
Hmm.
major hull breach or whatever
Yep.
it is. Um, well, unless it was major hull breach or direct hit, that would be bad.
Yeah. So I would prepare for yellow to try to block the 5K. I don't know if I would do the 5K right now. I think I'd go slow again with the Lothal. Just try to use that auto blaster turret.
Oh man, I can't go slow with the. That would be rough.
It's that,
If
or
you
you
get
try
all
to
those
just get
guns
in.
on there.
Yeah, but if you, it's that or try to bump everything. I feel because that 5K is not going to go through with that yellow X-wing
If he
still being
wants to
alive.
go, if he wants to go hard,
There's a 2
hard
hard
one.
turn. He
If he wants to
can't
go
barrel
hard one,
roll.
he could.
Boosting. Oh, he has boost
He had
added
the
because he's in the
X-wings.
attack formation.
Mm-hmm.
He flipped the
He's
foils.
He's gonna try to bump both the K turn and Ray with that one X-wing. That one whole X-wing.
Ray can sloop if she wants.
Think that'll clear.
I believe it will, yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know if he'll have Finn arc, but
This is really good X-wing flying right here. I mean, look how he's using the one whole ship to bump, and then he's got
and he turned into him. I didn't think. Yeah, I think he had to ditch that 5K that you were thinking. It wasn't gonna happen, and he figured that out. So that was
called
good.
it. It was a good call, for sure. That bump on Ray though.
But the bump on Ray, you've still got expertise going for you, and now you've got arc on whatever ship you want to shoot at.
Yeah, and you got Finn. And he's not going to get shot at by all 5, so that's good.
That's true.
He could probably kill that yellow one if he wants with the Lothal.
I think all 3 of those guys can shoot the ghost. I think Pink can shoot the ghost as well. Looks like the archer's going to cut through the top corner.
I want to say he's probably shoot at Pink or Blue, because then if he does some damage on him, some pretty good damage, he could
I think he shoot for Blue because the Lothal may have range 1 on Blue and can shoot a 5-die attack.
Yeah, that'd be powerful. But these X-Wings are in pretty good shape here. It's only got 3 shots though, which is I don't know if that's what he wants, but he got the bumps he needed.
Alright, we've got 3 hits, 1 crit.
Ooh, nice.
Everybody, all the X-Wings have focus except for yellows.
Good greens, nice green rolls there.
So 1 hit, 1 crit, so 2 shields off of Blue.
I feel like you just go for
and
the
now
kill on yellow.
go for the kill on yellow or try to take out Blue. Blue's now used the
possible.
focus, so he doesn't have the focus for his defense.
And you got Saw to help you. And you still only got...
You could go for the kill on yellow, but now yellow isn't really a threat for a little while. He's not going to be blocking you next turn, and he's not going to shoot at you next turn.
Yeah.
You got a range 1 shot on Blue. I think I go for Blue. You got Saw to, if you roll a bunch of focuses.
You got a... He didn't get a target lock, but... Just gotta hope for the
Well, his
focus.
target lock is up on yellow still. So he won't have rerolls, but he's got Saw to basically be upgraded expertise.
Saw against 2 naked green dice.
5 dice though. 5 versus
Yeah.
2. You only
5
need
versus
3 hits. So even if you get all 5 hits, it doesn't matter what he rolls with his 2 green dice.
Yeah, true.
I think you can take out yellow whenever you want.
Mm-hmm.
There's 4. I
He's
don't
got
know.
Saw.
He's taking the saw damage for 1 crit.
Yeah, I would.
It means even with these 2 evades, 2 crits are going through again.
Well, he's got a flight assist.
He does have flight assist.
What did he roll? Did he roll those 2 greens?
He rolled two evades. Weapons
Wow.
failure, and he booted it out for the weapons failure, so he won't take that one. He will take the whole breach.
So he gets to take another crit, or what?
The whole breach is going to be, I believe, next turn everything is face up. Let me double check on that. Yes, next round everything's face up, but it's just an action to flip. So as long as he doesn't bump with the blue, he'll be alright. The problem he's got with that is that it's going to be a bit of a cluster next round.
And so he ditched his astromech too, which means he doesn't get that flight assist boost.
No, so yellow and blue without the flight assist astromech.
As much as I wanted him to do that K turn, I think he's in a nice spot right here.
These X-Wings, their red dice has not really been working for him.
Well, not when your Lothal's rolling one evade dice and getting it each time.
Well, he shot even now, shooting at Ray. 1 hit out of 4 dice.
Yeah, that's not good. No. Does that one have a focus?
Nope, that's the one that had to spend it on defense.
Oh, no.
And then, of course, that's when the focus results come up. That's how it works for me as well.
Oh my goodness, that's
That's why you have to remember before each game.
Purple.
Before each game, you have to make sure you sacrifice a young lamb to the dice gods. You don't want to anger them. Damaged engine, hard turns, going red.
But that doesn't matter because we got Hera, so...
Nope, this is on... is this on... Oh, that is the Lothal. He was shooting at Ray, so I thought that might have gone to Ray. That would be terrible for Ray.
Yes, very bad for Ray.
So, it's just the 2 hards going to red.
Yeah, Ray's still
and he's got Hera, so you're right. And with between Saw and Fire Control, he doesn't necessarily need to stay unstressed.
No, yeah, when you're running Hera, I love that card. I mean, probably because it kind of breaks so many rules. You know, you get to do so much with your ship, whether you're flying a Ezra Stress Bug, whether you're flying a Lothal Rebel. I mean, you can really take advantage of those red maneuvers and just do it over and over again, especially
Damaged
if you still
cockpit.
are
So
modeling.
damaged cockpit's interesting. That changes the game because now the Lothal's going first.
That's actually probably good. I want to say I think I would rather that Lothal be going first because then I can get blocks. I could totally mess up this clump of ships.
I feel like a little like...
I actually think both those crits I think are the best crits he could have
They
pulled.
might be in Muffin's favor.
He's still got another ship to shoot. He's going to pump some more damage in. He's at 7 hull. So this is good for the X-Wing here.
Now down to 5.
2 more go through. And he has no evade dice on that shot.
Nope.
So
not at range 3 anymore. That turned from one really solid round for Muffin, and almost into another great round for him as well, with all the damage he pumped into that blue X-Wing. But he still has 0 kills, and now he's taken a pounding.
Well, he's at half damage with his ship.
He's already bleeding points as far as MOV goes. If this goes to time, I don't feel it will, but you never know. So what do you do here? I think you take the Lothal with like a 2 straight.
No, I
just try to block everything out.
You know how I play. You know how I do it. Man, you got debris in front of you. So the difference between debris and a asteroid, for those that are new to the game, debris, you take a stress when you go over it, but you roll for damage, and you can only take damage on a crit. The chances are very small that you get that crit, I
But
mean,
they're
it can
there.
happen. It
Mhm.
can happen.
It does to me often.
I want to say I take that chance big time. You're going first now. This
So
is
are you thinking?
great.
Are you thinking of
I'm
5K?
K-turning. I'm doing a 5K. I'm stressing out right here. This is what I would
I'm
do.
just thinking you go for all the
So,
blocks with the 2 straights.
you still get a chance at blocks.
Well, I don't think the X-wings are
If he
going
goes a
over
hard
that
turn,
debris field. I gotta
well
say.
then you don't. Then you're not gonna get shot at. Unless they
This
talon
is
roll.
true. And
Unless
there it
they
is, the
talon roll.
5K.
If they talon roll, I mean they're gonna be
Yellow
unmodded.
could. Yellow could. Oh, they all could, I suppose, if they do it in the right order. I don't know if they're lined up enough, seeing as how I don't really formate efficient and fly anything because that takes way too much brain capacity for me.
Well, I'm used to playing a lot of Riot.
He's safe from that
too,
crit.
so
He is safe from the
she
crit
just
from the
does
debris.
whatever
He
she
rolled a
wants.
focus, so.
Yeah.
With all the X-wings moving, depending on how you do it, you could block that 3 sloop if you. Ooh.
Okay, here's a K turn. So this is good positioning, I think, for the X-wings. They're gonna be unmodded, which is gonna hurt.
Yellow, yellow's turning. I think blue might fit a K, maybe.
Yellow could die though this round. I mean, if you think about it, Ray could just punish that yellow one. We'll see what Ray goes, but this could be the end of yellow, anyways.
Well, if it's the only shot
no
Lothal had, but I think Lothal wants to pump another 5-die shot.
That's a good move. I like that blue coming in hard to the left.
It's definitely blocking a lot of Ray's ability.
What's going to happen with purple, though? But blue could die, too. This
Okay,
round.
flight assist, Astromech coming in.
What's blue at? 2 hole?
Blue's at 2 left.
Okay.
Flight assist, Astromech for the boost on pink or purple, whatever that color is. And now we just got white going 1. Blocks the sloop.
What is that?
Barrel roll from the S-foils.
Okay. That's pretty good flying right there, too. I like that move with white. Yeah, tough call here.
Now, where does Ray go from here?
Yeah,
hopefully Ray dialed in a nice hard turn. Ooh, that 3 bank actually makes it. It is now.
Sloop. Oh my gosh.
So I think this should spell the end of yellow and blue here. I think you just leave everybody else alone. You finish those 2 off. Now you've got 2 ships versus 3 ships. You've got 40 points of MOV.
Yeah, you got a target lock on.
You've got a nice shot at white, and you could potentially kill white, but you've also been potentially able to kill yellow, potentially able to kill blue. Nothing's worked at this point. You just need to take some ships off the board.
That flying of Ray for that 3 sloop, that's threading the needle right there.
That was very close. I mean, look at that corner to where white is.
I love White's move. I loved his move with white, with that barrel roll, and still didn't quite get the block.
No, had he not barrel rolled though, he would have blocked it.
That's true.
I think
I think he needed to make sure he got a shot on the Lothal to try and maybe kill it if one of his 2 ships survived.
And now that the Lothal's at pilot skill 0, he could PS kill it.
That's true. He still could.
Lothal might never shoot again.
That's true. Blue can get a
so
shot.
I think Ray takes out blue. I think if the Lothal lives, you take out yellow. And then Ray against 3 X-wings.
Shoot with the yellow.
I think you take blue with Ray. It helps clear your path for your next move, right? And because yellow's not going to block Ray.
Still going to survive though. Well, I guess he has auto blaster turret, doesn't he?
If he can shoot at yellow, I think yellow dies. He's got rerolls because he's got his target lock on yellow, and he's got saw. Although I think your time of using saw might be over. Well, that's what I'm saying. I think you use Ray to finish off blue. That helps the Lothal maybe survive and shoot yellow, because the Lothal's only going to be taking shots from everybody but pink. So if you can start wiping some ships off the board, you maybe save the Lothal.
Now you're the X-wings though. Oh, here we go. Here's Ray on what?
This was on
That's
blue.
A lot of damage right
This
there.
is on blue. Blue's, there's not a way for blue to survive this.
No. And blanks out.
This is where Ray really starts to shine in.
Shines. Mm-hmm.
Those 5 dice expertise reroll attacks.
The downside is those X-wings are so spread apart right now.
And that's
They're gonna
gonna
be hard to
help.
engage.
That's gonna help Rey, I think, on this next turn to get where she needs to be.
Yeah, a nice.
Red can block her slooping around again, but she
mhm.
can just one hard turn and nobody. Well, White might be able to block that if she turns to the right. Um,
White could definitely block.
she
anything
wants to
straight.
stay away from the debris because that'll shut off expertise.
Mhm.
But now the Lothal's only taken 3 shots instead of 4, so you
Yeah.
got rid of a range 1 shot.
Here's
If
a range one
these
shot
dice
coming
go cold on the X-Wings like that, it may survive.
Oh my goodness, that's not good.
It's definitely not good for Jammin.
Mm.
He's had his X-Wings just really not
They're not pumping out the damage.
not doing what they need to.
You know, he talked about that before the match started. If you read, I mean, you read
Mhm.
the text there.
I read some of it. It was starting to go through pretty quick. Had to relegate
Yeah,
it to a pretty small section of my screen.
They were talking together, and they were kind of, you know, just like both feeling a little bit like down on their list
Okay,
compared to the other
so
one.
red is the last shot at the Lothal. Lothal gets 2 dice on this, and it's got 2
Oh
health
my
left.
goodness. And there's 1 damage.
Only
coming.
1 hit.
Oh, because it's stressed. No mods there.
And there it goes. The Lothal lives, and I think yellow
Wow.
dies right here with the
Oh my
auto blaster.
goodness. Does he have target lock on there still?
Target lock, and he's got Saw if he so chooses.
Saw's not going to help though because you don't want to change auto blaster to crits.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you want to.
Again, as Imperials, I mean, we don't really have turrets, so we got
you got
the
one.
the
You got
aggressor
one.
finally came out, but man,
When it was too late.
yeah,
Though I do like your build with ruthlessness on double edge. I like that one.
it worked out.
Yeah, that's a good build.
Store champs did pretty well. There's 1 hit, and yellow's done.
Yeah,
Old
all
Yeller
he needs is one. He only needed one. So.
took Old Yeller behind the shed, finished it off. Well, he called it Old Yeller in there, so that's
Oh,
where that
did he?
came from. Yeah.
Okay. It's like, man, you're going way back in the time machine there. All right. I mean, I'm following you, but.
Yeah, no, he prompted it.
That's awesome. Wow, man. Okay, so X-wings. How do they turn this around? I feel like the game has really swung. Last turn, I
Mhm.
felt like the X-wings had control. I mean, that's how fast this game can change. I see people get down on
Yeah, I
themselves
think-
sometimes when they're playing, and sometimes you gotta.
You play
You
it
gotta
through to
ride
the
it
end,
out.
man. You got to play it to the end. I mean, I know it does get disheartening when dice go cold or things just aren't going your way or matchup seems just awful and in the favor of the other person, but
Mhm.
dice can change on anybody at any time. It's always best, I feel, to just play it out.
Let's keep going.
I think the problem the X-Wings have been having is they have no mods. They've been trying to use their S-foils and get in the right position, and they've been doing a great job at that. But
Yeah.
now you're relying on just naked dice, and that gets dangerous, as we've seen.
Do you avoid using S foils?
I wouldn't say
And
that I
put another
avoid
mod
it.
in there, or
I think they definitely help, but you're using your actions to boost and barrel roll every round, and you're not taking your focuses or evade, or I mean target locks. So you're not able to mod your red dice. And you're just kind of just susceptible to luck. Whatever comes up is what happens.
yeah.
Lothal's gonna go over the debris, so it might be dead already, because it could get a direct hit.
True. You got 2 whole left.
The red can block sloops from Rey. The white can block the sloop the other direction. But now you're not getting shots if you do that with both, right?
Yeah.
Purple needs to come around and just join the fight. So I think purple is gonna K-turn.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes a K-turn Talon roll. These
Talon
don't have
roll.
Talon roll. Are these
They
are
do.
regular X-wings?
No, they do.
Oh, they do.
Because of the S-foils. The S-foils
Oh,
add
yeah,
so much versatility to these things
Yeah.
and unpredictability. These are now more unpredictable than a Phantom.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, bring back the Phantom
Please.
2.0.
I don't think it will.
We'll
But
see.
we'll
You're just
leave
a fan
that for
'cause of
another day.
3 dice. Yeah, 3 dice attack. I know.
hey, I don't want to get into it.
I know. We won't.
Don't need to
Let's
shed
focus.
tears on camera.
Not on camera.
I've already had to stop flying Echo for this long.
I just want to see you with both those paint jobs in the one game.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
All right, so we got X-wings. So you said purple's gonna K-turn.
Yeah, the
Or
Talon
you could
roll.
Talon roll.
Talon roll though is gonna. It's a 3 hard Talon roll. One
close
takes
that
you
roll.
off the edge of the map. The other puts you right with that rock. I think Talon
Yeah.
roll's bad. I think if you're gonna take a stress to turn around, you might as well just K-turn. Come in the next follow up.
You do a one bank or a 2 bank here to.
I think red wants to block the sloop to the right, which is Ray's position last round. So you
One
can do that
bank,
with a
you'll
simple.
Clear that stress though.
Yeah, you do need to clear the stress, so you got to go 1 bank and then barrel roll. Yeah, you could barrel roll with your S foils and block that sloop.
White. Where are we going with white? You think a
think-
Talon roll here?
I think white might want to just slow and straight, take a nice shot at Ray. If she gets blocked and cannot sloop, she's now unable to reroll and use Finn.
Well, do you bank to the right one?
The Lothal's going to be blocking Ray, so it really won't matter.
No, maybe Ray just wants to stay right there.
I think the Lothal went to block for
Red.
itself,
For itself, yeah.
so nobody's going to be
Please
shooting.
bump into me so you
Yes.
don't shoot at me.
Exactly. So that leaves Ray with just a simple bump to shoot red.
Here's one. Oh, he got it.
Okay.
He got it. Wow. That's.
Attempted to do.
Jeez, he got both.
Lothal
one
will
move.
live another round.
Unbelievable. And purple does not. Was that a 3 hard?
No, that was a 2 bank with a boost.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Oh man.
Trying to
Ray
come
is
in.
gonna-
I think purple was being too conservative at this point. You
no.
need to get that Lothal off
Guns
the
on.
board now, because you're already going to have a hard time dealing with Ray.
The good thing here is the X-wings only get the 1 shot, but it's a bad shot with red. So red's gonna take the heat here. He could shoot at purple, but there's no reason because you got Ray.
There's
and here it
3
is. This is why you do
reroll,
this.
focus,
Oh, man.
expertise.
Jeez.
5 damage.
That's impressive.
If it's coming down to dice, the X-Wings are going to lose. If it comes down to the maneuvering and you do it right, the X-Wings can win. But at this point, it's getting harder and harder the longer you can let these ships go without taking shots.
Well, and the tough thing too is red has a very rough next move because he could stay in auto blaster range. He could get hit by Ray.
Yep, I think the Lothal just bumps him right and stays right where it is next turn.
I think so too. Yeah, I think you just stay there and see where red goes.
Ray
but
takes her first damage of the game, but
That's
it's
not a
going to
big
be
deal.
too little too late at a certain
think so.
point. I will say that big shot from Ray.
was
He's red's only down. Oh nope, red went down to 1. I was gonna say that he just hadn't updated the stats on the ship yet.
Yeah, that was
It's
a lot
down to
of damage
1.
to pump out. And did he astromech?
He must
Yeah,
have.
he had to 5. Yeah, because he only has 5 damage. So yeah.
They're going to
must have
dials.
like
I'm gonna
6.
scroll up real quick and see what he popped off there though.
Man,
Here's all the reveals.
you know, really, both of these guys are flying their pants off right now. I mean,
No
as-
crits.
as one-sided as it feels, because that local's still on the board.
Looks like he's still got his astromech actually. With 1 damage though, I think I would have popped it off.
Well, I don't remember what the roll was. Did he roll an evade? Must have. If he's still alive without flight assist coming off.
It was 4 to 2. He rolled 4 hits, and then X-Wing rolled nothing. Or no, 1 evade.
Yeah. So because it was 5 hits with
with Finn. So he took 2 shields, 2 hull, and did not spend his astromech.
Okay, which is a good move because if you can hold on to that astromech, you get the flight assist still. So
That's going to
ruin
help
his
him
turn.
run away, but it's not necessarily going to help him in this tight quarter right now. And taking such large shots from Ray,
Mm-hmm.
if she gets 3 hits in, now you're still dead after popping your flight assist. You know?
Yeah, unless you roll natural evades there. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting what happens here with Ray.
Hard right 2.
Can she sloop past that? Oh wow.
The Lothal made it. Another stress
Ah.
because all the hard turns are stressful now.
Totally okay though.
Oh yeah, Hera, she's great.
White might have a really good chance at maybe killing the Lothal though before it shoots, which would definitely help out the X-wings. They need a kill this round.
Unless White bumps again.
I'm thinking that red is going to the left. Towards.
Oh, he forgot
towards
the White.
Lothal.
He was thinking that it wasn't stressful, but he's got Hera, so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All evens out in the wash. And the White gets a bump, but it's going to bump Red and have a nice shot.
It's actually not bad.
It will be unmodded, so he's still susceptible to variance.
Yep.
3 hard
That's a good
turn.
move
Does he
with
make it
Red.
into a Talon roll?
Or do you flight assist right here? I actually think you stay put. I mean, maybe Talon roll to turn you around, but
Well, if you Talon roll, you're facing, you know, where his right edge is facing up the map, but that's going to help you turn around the next round and stay with White. Hopefully Pink is coming in. Pink could do a 3 Talon roll and have another nice shot at the Lothal if it survives, which is a possibility. I didn't think it would still be around at this point.
no, definitely not. I mean, you know that Ray can't kill White. Not that she's going to shoot at it anyways, but there's no way Ray could kill White with all of her mods because you got flight assist or the integrated astromech.
Oh, it looks like he's trying to think where Ray's slooping to.
Yeah, I think you stay put.
He was trying to think where Red was going to go, so he barrel rolled to the left. That's going to help him turn around the next round if he's still alive, that is. But it's going to open up Ray to sloop back to the right. I think that's the better way to go. Oh,
Yeah,
she
she
actually
did.
hard turned in.
She went to the right.
She did go to the right, though. Yes. So let's see. Finn and her pilot ability, not going to help her this round.
Nope. You still, Red has a chance to survive in here. And it's range 1. Oh, look at how close that is. Range
4
1 with
dice. The only thing got going, it's
No,
not even obstructed either.
Red. Oh, man.
So
Okay.
the only thing he's hoping for is some blanks here.
You need blinks because that expertise can really do some work here.
He's got the integrated, so he can really dodge up to 3 damage. And
Yep.
all those blanks are not going to help her.
Oh, yes. There we go. Okay. All right,
That's-
so the red is in
That's
good
what Jammin
shape here.
needed.
Yeah, needed that red.
Gotta keep everything
Survive.
alive at this point. 2 crits,
Looks like
no
he's
dice,
safe.
and the 2 crits go through,
That is the end of the Lothal.
milling out a damage sense ray and another
And a
direct hit.
So,
So Ray doesn't have to worry about those.
Doubt. In case
Yeah,
there's any doubt.
a
that
little
thing's
extra
coming.
death.
Yeah. But Ray can still do some work here.
Ray's
She
on her
needs to
own, but
kill-
she
needs to
actually,
kill Red.
I feel she functions a little bit better on her own. Her leaves her die a little more open. Whew. The rerolls, and they still don't really come up too well. Alright, spinning the focus. You don't have any attacks coming, you might as well. 3 dice and 3 shields.
Yeah, that's.
This is where
that's-
you get swarmed as Ray, and what you need to do is isolate these guys now and pick them off one at a time.
Once again, the balance in this game
Shifted.
shifted. I mean, it's still. I feel like this is a pretty even matchup.
Because I
Yeah.
think both of these players at one point or another have looked at this match and said,
Mhm.
I don't think I can do this.
Yeah, this is exactly why. But I mean, look at and look at how they're flying. Right? I mean, this is both of them are just doing work with their ships.
And even us having
and
this
getting the
outside
blocks.
perspective, We're still not able to predict where these guys are going, which I thought was going to be a
Well,
problem
the
with just the
S-foils are-
X-Wings.
Yeah, the S-foils
But
and the
even-
flight assist are definitely messing with that.
Yeah. Even Ray, you know, you get too used to that. Oh, well, she's just going to
Mhm.
3-sloop. She's just going to 3-sloop again. So
I think
mixing
the
it,
best pilots are going to switch it up for sure.
yeah, definitely mixing it up, keeping everybody honest and on their toes.
Mhm.
So, let's see.
He's going to try for that.
Do you
block
think
on the
White could
3
fit? Do you think White can fit a 3 hard turn to the left and turn it to Talon rolls?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, that'd be that. Yeah, they.
Because I think if White cannot get around to
Oh, you
help
say
Red,
sorry? Did you say left? I was looking right.
Yeah,
I'm
go-
sorry, you said left.
if White was to 3 hard turn to the
Mm.
left for a Talon roll, because my thoughts is I go after Red and I just wipe him off the board just to get an X-wing off. Because even though it's damaged, it's still shooting at full
Well,
strength.
you don't need to do a Talon roll. You go left. What do they got?
Oh, that's true. If you
Hard
just-
to left, and then you use
flight
your,
assist.
flight assist. White's full. White's got his flight assist. All 3 of these ships have.
You're not going to have a shot, but you're
You
going
can
to,
go for the
well,
blank.
you may get a block with that 2 hard turn barrel roll.
Downside is if Ray does a 3 bank and turns it into a turn, sloop.
Oh, White's
So he's
separating
going
himself.
For the sloop. Going for the sloop block.
I think Ray needs to isolate, and I think going after Red here is the way to go.
I may have made that call as well, to go to the left instead of slooping. So we'll see who made the call here.
Hopefully a 1
If Ray
hard
goes
turn
to
out
the
of Ray.
right, if Ray goes to the right, that's another good round because she'll be blocked. If she
Good
goes
for
the
who
sloop.
would be the question at that point.
Well, it's going to be good for the X-wings because.
Okay, so
if she
Red's
gets
barrel
blocked.
rolling in,
That's a nice move by Red. You see
really
how he-
cornering Ray nicely.
Yep.
Where does
She's
Ray go
got
from
not
here? She's
many
gonna bump
options.
somebody at this
Yep.
point.
Yep. She has expertise.
The only thing she doesn't bump, I think, right at this point is a 1 hard turn to the
One
right,
hard to
which
the right, but I
from
would've
the
done that.
outset of this round looked like a terrible way to go.
Mhm.
That being said, bumping doesn't really matter too much with Ray. With all her abilities and mods, Red
Downside
doesn't
is
have much to do.
Well, if she bumps
Ooh,
into
there-
Red, oh,
There actually
okay.
is no bump. Look at that.
at that. Good night. That's impressive.
Some expert flying out of Ray. You could still potentially kill Red, and I think you have to. I hate
You have to.
I
Oh, man,
hate
look
ditching
at that.
some nice range 1 shots with expertise, but
And
at this
you got
point,
Red at range 2.
target locking Red, so definitely going
Yeah.
for the kill.
Yep, going for the kill. That's a smart move.
3
And
dice
she
versus
gets,
2, and Red doesn't have any focus for help with the defense dice.
She just needs 1 to go through.
Here goes the
and
target lock.
Needs a focus.
3
or
red,
hit. There it
3
is.
hits.
That should do it.
Yeah, Red
There's no
flight
survivor.
assist.
And look
Still
at
has
that.
flight assist, I think,
Oh,
or
that's true.
to pop. Yep, ditching the droid. It still lives.
Oh my goodness.
And now Ray's
Ooh.
going to be taking
This is not good for Ray.
at
that
least 2
white-
shots. I
White
don't.
and arc?
It's hard to
close.
tell that white dot. I don't
have to
think
zoom
so. I think White might be out.
This is not good for Ray at range 2 from Red.
No focus, no
where,
rerolls, and
think-
no fin.
Yeah, Red is. We got 2 hits and an eyeball.
1 shield, 1 hit. Went through.
Okay, that's not bad.
Here comes
not
4 dice. Oh,
That's
it's
gonna
not
be
good.
rough. And remember, this is the second Millennium Falcon title. This is not the old one. So no extra evade here.
White has the target lock, so if it's in range, it's going to be bad.
So Ray's taking a hit and a crit. And a direct hit. That is not good.
Down to
for
3.
Ray.
3 health. Didn't do enough damage. I think these X-Wings might have it.
No, it needed to kill Red, that turn. Needed to kill Red. That was a great maneuvering, though. I mean, look at the formation. Like, being able to not formation fly, but still get a kill box. You know, the way that Red and Purple and White all were trying to block Ray, but even if they didn't get the block like we see right here, Ray is right in the mix of getting shot by 2 of the 3 guns.
What she did do for herself for this round is now she's kind of open to do whatever she wants, other than mess with that rock in front of her.
Yeah.
She can do anything that's on her dial, to include slooping to her right, and just
I think that flight assist on White, though, is going to mess it up. Because White can go straight.
I don't
and
think
then flight assist.
White can't block the sloop to Ray's right-hand side.
No, not to the right-hand side, but then you're going over the rock. I don't know. You're going to take another damage most likely. Then you're at 3.
I think you go past the rock. I think you go over the rock with the 3 bank. I think it might extend over. That little nub sticking out might catch you, I suppose. But
that's close. That is close.
At this point, you kind of got to take some risks. You need to get Ray's arc on target. Finn and Ray's ability are too valuable, and they have not been used much. But when they have, they've really paid off.
Yeah, it's punishing. It is punishing. So purple, you K-turn purple? I feel like you just keep guns on, right? K-turn.
Yeah, you can't block with purple. So you might as well just keep shots.
And white, you just hard 2, hard 3. Do they have a hard 3?
They do.
Yep. I think you hard 3 with white, K-turn with purple, and red. I mean, red's just like, this is like free time right here. So I feel like...
but if white's obvious move is to 3 hard turn, a sloop to Ray's left is going to be great.
True. Yeah.
And it's going to help isolate. You'll stay out of Pink's arc.
You don't need the action with Ray, so if you get somebody in arc.
Red, I think, just hangs back, does a nice slow one, hopefully, and uses flight assist to just get where it needs. Oh no, it popped its flight assist. No longer has it.
There's no flight assist there. Yeah.
Ooh, that makes it a tough call. I think you just go straight with red though.
I think go 1 straight. That's slow roll. You're gonna at least be at range 3 if you don't get shot at all. And because you got 2 X-wings that are full. You got 2 X-wings that can, even if they take a huge attack from Ray here,
going with
they're
the
gonna
bump
be okay.
instead. The intentional bump.
That's an interesting call. Maybe thinking Ray's gonna bump to the go to the left or go to the
left.
Go to her left.
And she doesn't make it.
And she's gonna be
got
on the
the
rock.
bump on the rock.
Better.
I think that's going to do it.
That's the game. That's the game right there. Your call to go to the left was the right call. Because now you see she's on the rock anyways. If you would have went to the left like you suggested,
well, the right.
Even if she hits, or to the right, even if she hits the rock, you still get shots.
Still getting shots, and that's why I was thinking I would go that way. Because at this point, Ray needs to be shooting and punishing anybody she can. You want to try to isolate these X-Wings, but now, and even an arc of purple.
But once again, that flight assist astromech is...
It's
if
been
you
key.
have not played against flight assist, you got to try it, because you got to start to see how unpredictable those things are.
2 crits. Need to have 2 evades here, and they're blanks. If one's a direct hit, it's over. Shaken. 1 damage left. Damage cockpit. Now she's going
still
first.
Alive, but you got 1 more shot.
I think
range 1.
I think it's almost better for Ray to go first. Now she's gotten to pilot skill 0.
You gotta survive a range 1 shot here. So.
No, everything's gone. That's the end of the round.
Oh, that was the end of the round.
So she's got 1 hole left, and she's pilot skill 0. Shaken pilot, so she can't go straight, which I don't think she was going to be doing anyway.
Yeah.
I think the obvious call here is
sloop, but
I mean, but the hard part is it's the obvious call, right? So now White still has that flight assist to go in and destroy that maneuver.
Sloop left. I mean, I think slooping right is the more obvious one because you got a lot of space, but I think you sloop left. You can't get blocked this turn, right? She's at pilot skill 0, so you get free free
if
reign
you
of the
if
whole
you
board.
sloop to the left, nobody's really going that way. I think it's too risky for white to try to talon roll that way. It's a sloop to the right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is a bit of a.
I keep saying my left and my right.
I know.
Wrong.
That's why. That's why when I'm playing on Vassal, I always do.
You turn it.
Do you remember those old commercials with from I think it was Taco Bell where with Shaq and he's got the taco neck, his neck's permanently locked because he's eating so many tacos.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do with Vassal every time I'm sitting there like I don't. All right, I need a. I check my dials that way like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Some people will actually rotate the dial too, because you can do that as well, and that's probably going to do it right there. Well
Ray
she's
still
got
gets to
Finn.
shoot first.
Finn, 2 rerolls.
Oh
No, Ray does
she
not
gets
shoot
shot
first.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody
Han
shoots
first,
before.
though. Don't forget that.
Always.
Han always shoots first. Oh man, come on, survive, Ray.
Not quite,
Survive
because
this.
veteran instincts are still a thing. 3 hits.
All right, she can still do
And
it.
no range 2.
Oh no, range 2.
That's it.
That's
it's over.
good game. That
Wow.
was a good game.
That flipped back and forth so many times.
Great.
Man.
Great moving. You can see why these guys have been undefeated for so long.
Oh yeah.
With their piloting skills, for sure.
Those X-Wings. This is the first time I've seen those S-foils, and really,
Well,
the
just
S-foils helped
look
with
at
the
board,
boosting and barrel
right?
rolling, but even that, the flight assist
Mhm.
was just so key.
Yeah. I mean, even if Red had died, right? If Red had died earlier, you still got 2 X-Wings, most likely full. Versus Ray, it's still tricky because she had a hard time pinning down these, even just going for her target, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, the power is both in the S foils for sure, like you're talking about, but also that flight assist is a great card. I like that they came out with it, to be honest. I think it really breathes some new life in these X-Wings, but also gives some other ships like the Sheath Bead and stuff some interesting maneuverability.
Yeah. I think just not being able to capitalize early and get kills, those X-Wings surviving by popping their integrated astromechs. 2 different ships, 2 different X-Wings survived on one hole way longer than they should have. Red and yellow were really clutch and key contributors in the end to the X-Wing victory. And Jammin moves on to be 7-1 to end his season.
But both pilots are going to go on, which is great news for both of them. And so I wish them definitely the best of luck for sure as they keep going. But don't forget about the Lothal, right? The Lothal had some tricks up its sleeve. Definitely did that.
It survived
block.
so much longer than it should.
Yes,
but
yes,
that's
but
just
that was
due
good
to
flying,
the
right?
expert flying. Yeah, yeah, that was good stuff.
You saw that K turn right on the debris. Great move. When you have Hera, you do it. You just go for it because it's aggressive. It's unpredictable. And people forget about Hera crew card a lot.
And how are you going to
until it
block it? Are
happens
you
to
going to
them.
fly your own X-Wings that don't want to be stressed over it, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That you don't get flight assist if you're stressed, so no, you're not going to do that. And I will say too that really nice Lothal block on, what was it, purple and red, or it was 2 of the X-Wings, right? Planted that Lothal right in the middle of everything, brought those 2 ships, just crashed right into the Lothal, which saved that for another round, and it was able to, I think, finish off yellow or blue, one of those 2, with its auto blaster. So, yeah, I mean, I thought that was a great match to watch.
That was really exciting. Went just back and forth. I thought for a minute, you know, when the X-Wings first started coming in, I think Jammin's got this. I didn't expect them to all come in at that point. Then he didn't so little damage with not having all the modification. Then I thought, okay, well, Muffin just really hosed that yellow X-Wing. Didn't quite kill it, but I think he's gonna just knock it off the board the next round, and it'll be fine. Wasn't able to capitalize on it.
And that's the key. Didn't quite kill it. You know, I mean, like you said, We saw that multiple times with these X-Wings.
Yeah, a 1 health ship
One hull.
still doing the full damage of an X-Wing.
You still get 3 dice or 4 dice at range 1, so you might as well.
Yep. Yep.
Keep
and
going.
and that's why you don't quit. I'm sure both of these players at different points in the match thought it was over, kept playing it through, and even at the end, Rey can still pull out some amazing shots and get some clutch rolls with her greens and with her ability and Finn. So,
Well, and you saw it there with Red, right? Red was at a great range for Rey.
mhm.
She got, what, 3 evades on that? On that attack? 3?
Well, either way, it was 2
attack?
crits and dodged all of them.
Yeah.
That
was
ended
impressive.
up with 3 evades, I believe. Man, it was something to watch. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. Well, congratulations again to those guys, and
Yeah, good job,
good luck for the
Jammin.
next
Muffin,
time.
great,
Yep.
great work with your 2-ship list. I thought you had it for a while, but Jammin coming in with the extreme flying. X-Wings are back, baby, and I don't think they're going to go anywhere, especially with 2.0 coming out.
No, I don't think so either. Whether you're flying a T-70 or a T-65, the good thing is we're going to see them on the table, and so I'm excited about that for sure. Just means I got to get more more of those conversion kits, I guess. Oh man.
Yeah,
But
well,
that's,
hey, you can
for
fit
another
5
time.
in a squad right now, so.
That's right.
All right, bro. Well,
All
thanks
right.
for coming in and casting with me. That was really
Yeah, no
fun.
problem. Anytime, just let me know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't have anything scheduled right now for my own league. Right now I'm sitting at a sad 0-2, but I've got to get in 6 more matches before the end of the season, which is the 17th. So I have very limited time, so if I can find a match, I'm just going to take it, so there won't be a whole lot of advance notice, but because I'm going to have to take what I can get when I can get it. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this match. Definitely be on the watch for these 2 next season. They'll be in the core worlds, and I'm sure they'll be doing some work there. Have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Take care.